See, here's the thing about inspiration. It's not something that you could just trigger. It's not something that you just hit a switch and it's just like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go do that. I have the exact idea. I'm gonna do it. It's like, it's random as fuck. It's a thing that just comes out of nowhere, I feel. I had just a feeling like I want to mess with my camera around. I want to mess around with my camera. So I was just like, okay, let's whip it out, pop a battery in there, pop a lens on there, and just start messing with the settings, see what kind of interesting shots I can get with just in the confines of my own room. So I'm like, okay, let's see. Just underexposed, overexposed, or just doing a whole bunch of random things with this tool that I have, with this camera. Things that, like, I know this picture is gonna be trash, but let's just see what happens anyway. I turn to my right and I see on my table there's like papers everywhere. What I do is I'm a cashier, so I just take some receipt paper out and I write on it, get in my pocket real quick, just to save that idea down, because I forget very easily. What I do is I also have a pair of Beats just resting right on top of it all, and it's a pair of white Beats, and the papers are white, envelopes are white, the receipt papers are white. The table in my room is black, so it's just like a monochrome scene with the contrast of the black table, and I snap a picture of it. Boom, perfectly exposed, and I get inspired for a picture. When I look up from my phone and look around, everyone's doing the same exact thing. What would you guys be doing if we didn't have these things in our hands? Engaging in some conversation or with our fellow humans that are on the train. I bet people were more inspired before we had all these pleasant distractions thrown at us. Like, everyone has headphones on, so they're just like at a disconnect from reality. They can't hear anything because they're listening to music or a video, a movie, whatever they're doing, you know. We get this disconnect from what is happening around us, and I feel like it's important to soak in, to have our senses, you know, gather that information, because if we don't, we miss out on a lot of inspiration. You can get inspiration from music, from watching a movie, from watching a video. I do all the time. I get inspiration from all the above. I watch a movie and I'm just like, oh, that seems pretty cool. I want to try that out, or whatever it is, you know, like inspiration happens like that because we admire other art. When you don't get distracted and you just take in the senses, with your senses, all the things that are happening around you, I feel like the inspiration gets taken to another level. You don't realize all the things that happen to you or around you on a daily basis. Go a whole day, one whole day, without listening to any music, without being on your phone as much, because I know, we all do it. As soon as you wake up, Instagram, you know, or whatever it is. But without being, like, if you're on the train, just sit there. We have to, like, allow ourselves to be caught up in our thoughts. We have to allow ourselves to explore our own mind, because that's when the best thoughts come. That's when the inspiration hits. When you allow yourself to just sit in nothingness, in silence, on the train, on the bus, on a bench, in a park, wherever you are, like, when you allow yourself to just not have any external distraction, and you just are in your own head, that's when a lot of the best ideas come. It's like in those moments where you least expect it, you're just like, whoa. And you go on a road, you start thinking like, I could do this, or like, and then that gives you motivation, not only with the inspiration, but that gives you motivation, because you're like, whoa, how did that just happen? It's just like, I heard, I don't know, let's just give a random example. I heard the train coming, or the doors opening, or someone might have been doing something, or like you hear a certain bird and you just get lost in your mind. You start making scenarios up and it gives you ideas to do certain things, whether you're an artist or not. Whether it's like ideas for work, ideas for other things in your personal life, ideas to like make money, I don't know, like whatever it is. I feel like allowing ourselves to be lost in our mind is a very, very important part of inspiration. It's like it's the process. When we put ourselves in scenarios that we're not used to, we start thinking different things. Let's say I go to school every day, in the morning, whatever time, same time every day. I go there the same way, I get home the same way. It's like a repetitive process every day. They say that also if you change up your transport, or like just a way, like maybe I won't turn down this street today, maybe I'll turn down this street, and then I'll end up at my destination. Like just find a different way to get there. Like helps with like memory loss and stuff like that, because you're not just stuck in the motions. You're not just stuck in like consistently doing the same thing every day, because then your body gets used to the pattern. Once you break the pattern, then you're forced to think in a different way, and that's when new ideas come. You know what I mean? So like, just constantly break the pattern. Like, patterns are good if it's a good thing you're doing, but you know, spice it up, get something new. New is good too. We all need something new. Force yourself to explore your mind. I don't like using the word trapped in your mind, because then that feels like there's no way out, and then there's like negative connotations to that, like, oh, I'm trapped in my mind, I'm depressed, or whatever mental things you have going on. Don't be trapped in your own mind, but explore it, understand it, learn to love it, learn to understand it, so then you can get the best out of it. Because I believe we all are artists. Like, we all have amazing things in our brains. If I were to never just decided to mess with my camera that moment in my room, I wouldn't have got inspired for this picture. Boom, I'm about to pop it up on the screen. This photo right here. Just seeing the white on white gave me the idea, like, okay, let's just do a whole monochrome scene. Let's get this white pair of beats. Let's throw some papers around there. Let's throw just how it was scattered naturally on my desk, or on the table. And then let's get these pair of shoes. I had these shoes in my room. Let's just smack those right next to it. They're white, brand new shoes, in the box and everything. And yeah. What I'm trying to say is that you have to let yourself get inspired. We all have these amazing ideas. We just have to find a way to extract them from our brain. And I do believe that. I believe we're all artists in some way. The world needs artists, because typically it's artists who change the world, because they're the ones who think outside the box, because they're exposing themselves to these new scenarios, forcing themselves to think in different ways, unlike the ways that everyone else is thinking. That everyone else is like, when you're doing something and you're good at it, and you get used to just doing the same things over and over, like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. I don't need to learn anything new, because the way I do it is good. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But that gives you like a tunnel vision, because what if like this new guy could be coming up and you're just like, dang, like what he's doing also works. But I like what he's doing a little better than me because it's different, it's new, it's like exciting. It makes you think differently about what you're doing, and then you grow off of that, and you just grow off of each other. It's like, it's just a way to keep constant growth and to not have tunnel vision, to not be stuck in the mud, and to just like to just grow. I've said it like 1,000 times, to just grow out of your comfort and to not have the blockers on, to see the bigger picture, you know what I mean? So yeah, inspiration is a hell of a thing. And it's beautiful in its randomness. Its randomness is its beauty. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys liked it. Like it if you did. Subscribe. Please turn on that notification bell. Ring that bell. Tell your friends. Tell them to ring the bell. Subscribe. Like all the videos. Check out my past videos and wait for them future videos. And I have some ideas that are coming real soon. I'll tell you guys about that on Instagram and on here. So stay tuned. Love you guys. Peace.